Hi everyone, welcome back to Function Pilates. Today I'm working with Heidi, who has quite a bit of Pilates experience, but is coming back to it after a 10-year break. And she decided to dive right back in by joining our Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy. So a lot has changed in those 10 years. Heidi is now a mom to a 4-year-old. So one of her biggest goals isn't just getting stronger, it's being able to keep up with her child. And when we think about what that actually requires, we're talking about mobility, balance, coordination, strength, and stamina. So those are all the things we can incorporate into her Pilates programming so that what she's doing here actually translates into her everyday life. But before we start the workout, I want to look at the whole picture. So Heidi has a history of a right foot sprain from about 14 years ago that eventually contributed to a collapse through her arch. She's also been in physical therapy for an SI joint sprain. So today we're going to challenge her body, but we're also going to be intentional about how we nurture those areas and integrate the rehabilitative side of Pilates into her workout. So when I look at Heidi's posture, one of the first things I notice is that she naturally stands with a fairly narrow stance. Her right shoulder is more rotated than her left, and we see some rounding through the shoulders and tightness through the front of the chest. And this is where I always remind people that our posture tells a story. So think about something as simple as years of holding and carrying a child. Our daily habits and repetitive movements begin to shape the way our bodies naturally want to position themselves. But that doesn't mean we're stuck there. It just gives us information. And it helps me to understand where we may want to create more mobility, where we may need additional strength, and where there may be imbalances that we can start addressing through movement. So I also notice a slight posterior tilt through Heidi's pelvis. So as we move through the workout, I'm gonna pay attention to what's happening through her hamstrings, her quads, glutes, and core, and how those areas are working together. So you're going to see me take all this information, so her posture, previous injuries, Pilates experience, and most importantly, what she actually wants her body to be able to do, and use it to guide the exercises and progressions I choose. So because that's really what smart Pilates programming is about, it's just not simply about choosing exercises. It's understanding who is in front of you, what their body needs, and why you're choosing each movement. So if this type of teaching intrigues you and you're interested in becoming a Pilates instructor through the Function Pilates Teacher Training Academy, there are a few different ways you can train with us. So we currently offer in-person training, which is here in Tempe, Arizona. We also have Bel Air, Maryland, and coming soon, we have Arroyo Grande, California. And if traveling for an in-person program isn't an option and you're thinking, nope, I want to do this online, we have that option too. And I actually want to show you what's inside our online program because I think it's important that you have a clear perspective of what you're going to be learning. You're literally learning directly from me, and I'm breaking down every single exercise based on the course you're enrolled in. So we go through the structure, the anatomy, the programming, all the progressions, the cueing, and the why behind what we're doing. So you're not simply memorizing exercises, and nothing about the curriculum or requirements changes because you're an online student. You're learning the same material and completing the same requirements as our in-person students. So the difference is that online, your training is organized into modules that are released each week, and I'm walking you through the material step by step. If you want me to dive deeper into what that looks like, or you're trying to figure out which training option is right for you, you can book a clarity call with me. And we're going to talk about where you are right now, what you're looking for, and which pathway makes the most sense for you. And maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, well, I'm already a Pilates instructor. Maybe you've been teaching for a while and you're starting to feel like you're ready for the next level. That you want to elevate your teaching, you want to become more confident, you want to deepen your knowledge, and maybe you're starting to think, I'd love to teach other people how to become Pilates instructors. So that's where our Function Pilates Master Trainer licensing pathway comes in, and it might be a really good fit for you. It's that progression from literally Pilates instructor to Pilates educator, where you're not only continuing to develop your own teaching, but you're able to mentor and develop the next generation of Pilates instructors. So whether you're ready to become a Pilates instructor or you're already an instructor who's ready to become an educator, I've linked both pathways below. So take a look, connect with me, and let's figure out what your next step in Pilates might look like. So let's go ahead and get started with Heidi's workout. I know we kind of talked about this earlier, but what is like your Pilates experience?
Let's see. I think I took Pilates somewhere around 2004, 2005, for a couple of years, and then I moved, and then I went to Lifetime for maybe about another year.
And this is on the apparatus? Well, mostly Reformer then, right?
Mostly,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've hardly taken any mat, so mostly
Reformer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but then you took like a little break, and so now it's been about, you said 10 years.
I think almost 10 years. Yeah.
Okay. And any injuries I should know about?
Yes. My right foot I sprained 14 years ago, and so that's causing some issues.
It's still causing you issues from 14 years ago?
It's causing different issues. I'm losing the arch, and I'm losing the arch here at the bottom of my foot. And then my toes are starting to, so then my whole body is compensating. I don't have a whole lot of internal rotation at my knee. So just a lot of, like, this needs to get strengthened.
Okay.
And so then it's just like going up the chain. I was in physical therapy for almost 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And was released and everything. But obviously I'm not doing the right exercises to help with my function. And then I had an SI joint sprain a few years after that. I slipped on ice.
Ouch. And how's it, like, did it fracture the tailbone or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
It's just, I had a cortisone shot after about a year or so. And so it kind of acts up, and so I think it kind of causes more muscle pulling, like and creates some tension and stuff. So
okay. What have been your goals with Pilates? I guess coming back into this program as a student, or like just even personally, like
I have a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
I need to keep up with her.
There you go. That's an amazing goal, right? Oh, how cute. Those ages. I have 8 and 11, so they're more independent now, but
they're still busy and still doing
busy.
Things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is great. Okay. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think that covers it.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to be as young as her.
And that's the thing, is like when we think about how we are born into this world and how free spirited and how we move our body, like we don't do that as we get older. We become more serious, we become more sedentary, and it's like we're not running around at recess waving our arms around and running, right? And that's how our muscles become stiff and we develop these patterns. And so it is about the movement process. And as we with this now, because you have some injuries and things that we want to take, be cautious about, how do we move within those limited settings? Because we still can be very functional about it as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that is the whole point of this, is to understand how like your body can move, and then how can it regain more strength, and not wear and tear down.
Yeah.
So that you can run around and chase her.
Literally, yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. So let's take a look at your photos. First thing I always go is at the feet. So narrow stance. There's a little bit of a narrow stance there. So that means your inner thighs are going to be tighter than the outer part of your hips. So I would say your glutes and your outer hips are going to be on the weaker side, as opposed to your inner thighs being more tight, which now makes more sense with what you were talking about with your foot as well. So you're putting also like more of that weight distribution in the inside too. And so we really need to like focus on strengthening your glutes and to really open up through the adductors, which can feel kind of awkward, especially like when we're trying to reposition bone structure.
Yeah.
Right? But it's possible. I do see some right over left shoulder rotation occurring here. So meaning if I was to exaggerate, like your right shoulder is more this coming that direction. And Not that anyone can see that. It's just like what we're observing, that when I put you in these quadrants and I put it up against the red line, like things like that, that's what we're looking for. And you can see too where it almost appears like your right arm is longer, but it's not. It's not longer than your left arm. It's just the way that you are leaning. Do you see how the lean to the right there?
Yeah.
Specifically, I would say from the ribs up, there's this tendency to lean. And it could also be, since I know that is this your first kid?
Yeah.
Okay. That there is a tendency when we're holding onto a baby that we lean to one side too. I don't know if you ever, like, we hold the baby, or, toddler or whatever, you're probably still holding her. There is like, we kind of pop our hip out and we lean our torso into it. And so on repetitive daily routine, our bones start to shift that direction too. Okay. So that is where that's what it kind of looks like to me when I'm looking at this. And now that I know that you have a 4-year-old, that could be partly why that's occurring. Okay. But we want to overall strengthen your left side because the right side has been overactive. It's the more dominant side. And when it's more dominant, it gets tighter right away. So that's really what it is. Little head tilt there too. So I want to just want to soften through that left side. It's almost like there's just more tension than needs to be. We want to really open up that entire area to like let the head just kind of drift over to the left. When I look at the pelvis, so remember we just walk it back into the anatomy, we're looking at the pelvis. Do we see an anterior pelvic tilt? Do we see a posterior pelvic tilt? I don't see a huge anterior pelvic tilt from this side. I see a little bit, but not like an over-exaggerated curvature at all, at all. But I would still want to say that we want to again strengthen through that low back as well. But overall, I mean, the posture looks really good, very upright and things like that too. And a little bit of forward head, mainly because we're looking at the alignment with the ear. So that's what I'm looking at there. And I would say more tight hamstrings and weaker quads. So we're gonna work on all that. Okay. So we're gonna take a look at it as well. And so you'll see me assessing you. And I love doing that mostly in the beginning. Like when you have a chance to be on your back or if you're assessing a client, that's the best way to start to see things and start to make some modifications and adjustments to them. So we'll have fun today and we'll take a look at stuff too, okay?
I'm excited.
Okay. So let me have you go ahead and start lying on your back there. And let's see, I'm gonna grab a hold of, I wanted the ring, which was over here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is because that focus is gonna be more on the outer part of your hips, I wanna already start to get you in awareness of that, okay? So I wouldn't necessarily wanna put the ring in between your thighs because we already know the inner thighs are overly tight. I don't wanna put a ball in between there. I wanna work the outside. So how can I realign so that your ankles, knees are lining up with your hips, okay? So you're gonna place this, put your feet through the ring all the way. It's gonna go up above your knees, just like that, okay? We can start with your heels right there. And I just want you to begin to put pressure, like just separate the ring and using equal weight left and right side. So try not to dominate one side more than the other. And that could easily happen because we're like, you just have more power on that left side or whatever. So I really want you to just take your time and go nice and slow. I'm gonna take an observation here from the back. Let's have the right side work a little harder. Yeah. Does that feel any different to you?
It's a little more hard.
Like for just overall or just on that right side?
Oh yeah, just on the right side.
Okay. And again, think of both sides here, but we'll take it around. And what we're doing is like, this is also a whole point of engaging the muscles. The more we engage, the more heated up they become. and then the easier they are to stretch. You're like, you went to physical therapy. I'm sure that they did some contracting type of stretching with you, and then once you contract, you're able to go a little further because the muscle warms up and it's able to lengthen more. Does that recall in your memory?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly what we're trying to do here in Pilates is we're trying to warm those muscles so that we can go a further distance with it. Okay? And that's what I'm trying to do right now is get everything starting to warm up here so that we can get the most out of like just lengthening and moving things around. Okay. And then with that, have a little bit of tension. Hold on to it. Now I want you to go into your pelvic tilt. So I want you to flatten your back against the mat, and I want you to rock your pelvis forward. And I want you to flatten up your back against the mat, and I want you to rock it forward. There you go. Nice and easy. So we're just getting some mobilization through the low back here, but I don't want you to overly dominate with your hip flexors here. Yeah, so think of your tailbone staying grounded and flatten. And then arch your back, lifting your tank away from the carriage here. Good. And take it for another 2. Try to minimize the movement of the carriage there. And last time. And hold. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and take the arms straight up towards the ceiling. Have that tension there still with the ring. So fingertips are, again, reaching nice and high. Drop your shoulders for me, but let's get our first spinal flexion. So you're gonna curl your head and chest up and go ahead and drop your arms besides your hips and then start to lower back down again. Okay, first observation here. Go ahead and continue. And see if we can drop your left side a little lower. Yeah, there you go. And I want you to relax through your hips. Okay, so think of your tailbone reaching into the carriage as much as possible. Keep going here. Really pressing down. And let me grab, I want to get something for you. Bring it back up. So with that being said, I'm gonna place this. You don't even have to do anything. It's just gonna rest right there, okay?
Okay.
I want us to minimize the movement of the block. Okay, so what I'm trying to teach you is how to get out of your hip flexors because there's a tendency to like want to grip right there, right? Mm-hmm. I think you can feel that too. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see if we can actually move.
Oh yeah, I also had a C-section.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Like I feel like there's another surgery. Yes,
yeah, that's okay.
That's
but we're still good at this point. Yeah. But a lot of that, when it gets very weak, and so that's where we're also going to teach you how to how do we regain that strength. So let's go ahead, Heidi. Let's bring those arms back up again for me. Yes. So relaxing, and then again reaching forward. Good. Now drop that left side down. There you are, and then start to lower everything back down. So again, arms come up. Stay weighted in my hand for me, and then curl up. That was better. Stay with the same weight in my hand, lower back down. Let's try that again. Exhale. Do you feel the difference there as you're doing it?
This is harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're doing it right. Like you just eliminated.
It feels like more of my body is engaged.
Yeah. And that's the benefit. That's what we want to teach you. So I love that you just felt that. Let's do one more. Because I want you to remember how this feels in your body so that you can recreate this when you're doing this exercise. A simple flexion of the spine and lower down. Beautiful. Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have you drop your feet down on the ledge for me. Let me lift your foot up here. Right there. Okay. All right, so again, having some pressure, separate your feet a little bit more. I'm gonna take your headrest down halfway, or all the way I should say. And then you're going to, again, put equal pressure into the feet of the ledge. I'm gonna have you bridge your hips up for me. Yes. And then lower back down. Good, keeping that pressure. And right now, what we're doing is we're actually getting some movement in that posterior side of the body. And lift. and down. Good. On this next one, I'm going to drop the block underneath you, okay? Okay. And lower, you're gonna tap it, and then you're gonna lift back up. And then you're gonna tap, so nice and slow. Let's go even slower with this movement. So you get a chance to kind of relax down there onto the block before lifting back up again. So rest, and then lift. And then rest. And then, yeah, you can adjust it if you need to, and lift. The whole purpose here is I want you to feel the backside working even more. Good. Rock your hips a little bit more. Yes, there you go. I like that. Let's go 3. And 2. One more time. Good. And then lower everything back down for me. That probably feels really nice there. Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead into a supine spine twist. So grab a hold of your pegs from behind you. Let's take the legs into tabletop. Let's point your toes towards me, and again, have that separation. Let me move this up higher. Yeah, right about there. So again, opening that out, but not the ankles necessarily. It feels very different. So with that being said, let's keep the shoulder blades connected to the mat. You're gonna send your legs over to the right-hand side. Hold. Now, slowly pull back up through center for me, using your abdominal muscles, because it's a very oblique dominant exercise. Take it over, and using your abs to pull back up. You got it. Soften through the neck and the shoulders. We're gonna knit those ribs together. Yes. And I'm gonna have you slow down even more. I know you said your goal was to keep up with your daughter. Well, I'm gonna ask you to slow down in this process. And go ahead, one more each way. Good. And pull through center, hold, last time. And return through center, love it. Good, how's that feeling so far?
Like I'm doing some work.
Okay, we like that. We like that.
But
okay, so I am going down just to 2 mediums and a heavy spring with your footwork. Yeah, just
2 reds and a
2 reds and a green.
Okay.
Yeah, for balanced body. Go ahead and lift your head up for me. Yes. And I'm like just looking to see. Does that feel okay on your neck? Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go ahead and have you take your heels and separate them about hip distance apart. Just like so. Okay, now flex your feet for me and move your head a little to the left. Love it. And then from here, let's go ahead and send it out. Let's press on out. And then right back in. Good. And super slow, hold right there. Good. And then press out. So when you're doing this, as we slow things down, I want you to think about, again, that feeling of when I had the block on top of your stomach here and you got out of your hip flexors. So I want you to really focus on how can I create this in the backs of my legs. Good. And maintaining connection with my hand. So pressing into my hand, try not to lose that. Ooh, that slowed you down. That was the trick right there. Good. All you for 3. And 2. And 1. Let's bring it in halfway. Hold right there. Hold right there. Just take a moment. Start to feel that buildup of heat above the knee, okay? And I'm gonna ask you to really minimize the movement of the carriage as we add in some pulsing to help strengthen the knees there. So just really tiny intentional pulsing. Yes, like that. And you'll know if you hit the sweet spot because you're gonna feel it like right here. Can you feel it? Or do you feel it?
This quad is on fire.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, send it out. And then let's bring you back in. That's a good thing too. Yes. And we wanted that. You just said that earlier, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like we need that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's come down to your toes. And naturally you want to go back to that narrow stance. So I'm going to ask you, yeah. And that's where it's so nice when you have someone observing. And I want you, again, what does this feel like? You're like, this feels awkward, weird. I feel like I'm all the way out here. That's okay to feel, but I want you to feel it so that you know that this could be the new norm you're feeling right now until it starts to feel completely normal. All right, elevate your heels and then go ahead and press out for me. Good. And starting to really focus on keeping that right hip down into the mat and your tailbone connected. It's like it's rooted down into the carriage. And extend. And press. Exhale, extend. Really looks good here. And that's why I'm assessing you from the back, because that's where I can really see where any type of compensating is coming from. But I like the alignment here. Good. And let's do 2. And 1 more. Good. And then come back in. So I'm skipping first position, where the V position, where heels come together. Why would you think that?
Because I'm already tight.
Through the inner thighs.
I don't need that.
Why don't you give that to you? Yep, we're just gonna skip that all put together. That's the whole point. And let's go and flex the feet. Let's have the knees more in line. Slight external rotation, I like that. And then go ahead and extend. And then back in. Good. So again, heavy through the tailbone, through the sits bones. Because when we get heavier there, we get to really feel the sense of the hamstrings working. Because this could be very quad dominant. You're like, all I feel is like my quad's working. Okay, well, how do we tune in so that we co-contract with hamstrings and quad? Nice. Were you athletic as a child, growing up, play sports?
I did dance.
Oh, what kind of dance?
Tap, jazz, mostly, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of lyrical in there.
So you got some coordination in you. It's built in. And let's go here for 3. The more I know about you, the more I can also find those exercises that are going to sit with you well too, because you probably like coordination. That's probably something you grew up with. And so it's like, okay, well, if I want to, again, continue to challenge you, I will continue to give you coordinated exercises to follow as well. And then heels are going to come up, elevate them. Yeah, so we're working through those ankles more, pressing firmly through the ball of your foot and extend. And as you extend, slow it down, hold, then soften. And press. I'm going to place this right here again, okay? Let's see how we're doing. So again, think of pulling your tailbone down away from the block, especially on your return. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. Bring it back in. Okay, I'm gonna keep it there. We can bring it up a little higher, right about there. And then bring your toes back through center. All right, and then press on out for me. Let's do some calf raises. So extend out for me, dropping both heels under. I'm gonna give you a little pull so you can feel that stretch. And then go ahead and bring it back up and then drop them back down again. And then lift up. So earlier I had said that your hamstrings looked tight to me. I'm also gonna add on that, I really feel like the calves are very tight too. Does it feel that way?
It does. And I've had to have dry needling on my calves.
Okay. And then up and down for 5, 4, 3, 2, last time. And let me do one more pull on that for you. And then bring it back in. Good. Okay, let me take that away. Alrighty, so from here, let's go into some short box series here, okay? So I'm gonna have you step off for a second. We're gonna attach all these springs on and have our safety strap available. And let's get you seated. Okay. All right, Heidi, let's go ahead and have a seat right here. Yep. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna have you keep your feet on the ledge here. All right, so I know naturally with short box, we rely on the safety strap, and we will, but for right now, I really wanna get you in tune with using your abs and not rely on the strap where the legs start to take place. So let's hang on to this, our dowel, okay? And you're gonna take your arms out in front of you, just like so. Reach those fingertips for me. There you are. So we're gonna go into our round back, all right? So nice and tall where we begin. Abs are in towards my hand to start with the engagement process. Now you're going to start to tuck your tailbone under, developing that C curve, nod your chin towards your chest. Keep the pressure so your belly button is pulling away from your t-shirt. Feet are connected to the ledge, yes. And now when we start to round ourselves up, the feet are putting more pressure into the ledge, and then sit up tall. How can we reduce this? Yeah, do you feel that? Okay, let's put all of that work in right here and mobilize the spine. So we're gonna nod the chin down, tuck your tailbone, C curve, really develop that nice little curvature, and then press those feet down into the ledge as you restack, softening through here as much as possible. Good, let's try that again. Separate your feet even more. Yeah, so find that. And then go ahead and tuck under. Good, soft through the neck and the shoulder. So much better, which should probably feel better. Press those feet down. Last time, we're gonna add a little challenge here for you. Okay, once you're there, let's pause. Now, let's go ahead, drop your shoulders. Can we raise the arms up? Lower them down. Breathe, raise them up. Soft jaw. Raise it up one more time. Ooh, that was your best one. And come back up.
What's the shirt? If we're not shaking, we're doing it wrong?
Not necessarily.
It's like you're supposed to shake in Pilates.
Well, a different way of shaking. But yes, when you feel that type of that shake up, you know that the intensity is very much building. But we got you in a really good spot right there. So,
yeah, oh yeah, that was
great.
I don't think I felt that was deep.
And that's what we want. We want to work those deep stabilizing muscles of the core. Okay, so I'll talk more about that in a second. But let's go into a different variation. Keep the feet there. Let's bring those arms straight up towards the ceiling. So we're kind of framing your ears, but we're not, because if we do the framing, do you see how the shoulders shrug? So let's bring them more in front of us so that they're in that. That's as far as I want you to go today. Okay. Does that mean that it's going to get better later? Yeah, probably. So we're going to do a flat back. Okay, so you're hinging from your hip now, just from down here, lowering down, hold. Now lead with your chest to come back up. Yes, separate your hands wider on the dowel. There you go. And then lower that. Okay, so from here, I want you to stay connected to my hands. And I want this to come down first, not so much your chest. So keep your chest up and lead from the lower portion of your back. Right about there. And then push those feet down into the ledge and return back up again. Yes. And again, we're gonna come back down You may not be able to go back as far as you did with your round back, and I don't necessarily want you to either. Good, navel in. Pretend you're holding that, and let me have this for a second. So keep your arms exactly where they're at. Now, from here, stay connected to the dowel with your low back. Yes, with your low back lower. Good, bring your head back a little bit more. There you go. And now lifting yourself back up, push those feet down. Did that feel different?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's try that 2 more times. Keeping that connection. Yep, that's a flat back, that's hinging. That's what I wanna see. Lifting, 1 more like this with the prop. Push those feet down, we lift. Hold, don't lose your form. Let's hang on to that. 2 more good ones like that, okay? With that same sensation, that same feeling. Lean back too much on that one. The upper portion, I would say. Lower portion looked pretty good last time. From here, from here, from here. Yes, yes, good correction. And then go ahead and lift. Love it, take a breather. Feel the difference there?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
You changed it like so much at that point that if we're gonna do this, let's actually like do it right so we can feel those muscles like kick on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna add some rotation. So we're gonna go into spear fish.
Okay.
So this one is you're gonna go ahead, keep the feet exactly where they're at. They're doing a really good job. So let's go ahead and bring the arms straight up again. Yes, and then you're gonna go ahead and you're going to rotate to the right. And then you're gonna keep your left hip down, but then at a diagonal, you're gonna reach for the floor. Yes, keep your left foot down, right foot down, and now lifting back up at the same diagonal through center. That's it, hold. If we raise your arms up a tad higher, a little bit more, right about there, okay. And separate that, go wider, there we are. Now you're gonna rotate first. Now at the diagonal, you're gonna reach over, keep the feet connected to the ledge, draw your abs in, and then you're gonna come up on that same line to lift you. Pause through the center. We rotate to the right. Rotate first, then we lean back, hold, then we lift up and come back through center. You got it, rotate step 1, lean back step 2, lift up step 3, and we rotate through it. 1 more each way, you got this. And we rotate, we lean, good, abs are in, away from your shirt. Last time to the left. And reach. Beautiful. Good. How are the abs feeling?
Used.
They're used, yes. Yes,
but I feel like I'm, really using my brain to really do the connections and making sure that I am using my whole body.
Yes.
To complete the moves versus just like, oh, I'm going to turn and.
Right, it's just action turning. So you're actually applying one of the Pilates principles into what you're doing. You're applying a lot of different principles, but that's the awareness. So you're not focused on the grocery list that you need to go through right now. Mm-hmm. You're focused on what is my body feeling in this exact moment, because it's been feeling different than when I've done this in the past at that point. Mm-hmm. And that's great. That is like the biggest first step too. So I love that. Go ahead and carefully come off, and we're gonna do some glute work here. I'm gonna keep you with the box too, because I wanna get like just really deep into the glutes. So we're going to kneel, and I'm gonna change you up. You're gonna be facing the back of the reformer, so you're facing the risers, and I'm gonna start you out on a light spring. So I'm gonna use a blue here. And let's go ahead and have you start with your hands here and your knees are on. Okay, Then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna kind of glide you for a little ride here, okay?
Okay.
So actually move your right knee into the center and your left knee is gonna kind of come off to the edge. No, I'm sorry, you were actually okay. Bring it back, move it more to the left-hand side. Okay, yes, and then I'm gonna pull you for a little ride, and then your left foot's gonna go ahead and be placed into the loop here. There you go. Okay, you got a good grip? Okay, so from there, when you're ready, you're gonna take your left leg off to the side of the box, and I would actually move your right knee back a little bit.
More?
Yeah, there you go. So with a straight leg for me, Heidi, go ahead and pull that leg back into extension. Yes, and then start to lower it back down again. And then from here, I'm gonna kind of move you over, which is gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel a little scary.
I'm gonna fall off.
Well, you're not gonna fall off, but go ahead and pull it back, nice and slow. Yes, that's good. That's good placement. And then lower down. So abs are in towards my hand. How do we like the right knee? Do you feel like you need to bring it back more?
I feel like I'm, like all my pressure is like right in the front of right here. I don't really feel like I'm using much of my knee.
Can you move your knee back a little bit more? Yeah.
Well, that.
And let me know how that feels. Better, the same, worse?
No, I feel like I can balance on my leg better now.
Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Perfect. All right, so nice and quiet through the whole body here. And I really want you to focus on just that left hip. Yes, the right hip is gonna be doing the work here because it's stabilizing you, but it's that left glute where we're adding in the extension work. Yes, nice and slow. Abs are in, pulling to my hand. That's why my hand is here to remind you to pull straight up. Good, nice and long through that leg. Looking really good. Let's go here for 3. Exhale, pull back for 2. How the shoulders doing? Nice long neck. One more time. Hold it up for me. Now bend your knee in towards your chest. So knee into your chest. So drop your foot down. And then
I don't know where my chest is right now.
That's okay. And then straighten out your leg behind you. So you're just gonna bring the knee in and then you're gonna straighten it. So you're gonna push out, there you go, and then bring it all the way back in. Good. And press out and back in. This one's a little tricky for you.
Well, is there a better way to have the, because I'm getting like rope burn on my hand.
Place your, reach out to the left more. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay. And then press out for 3 and 2. Good, last time. And then now bring it in and hold. We're gonna do one more variation. So turn your knee out to the window. Now I'm gonna have you do this again. We have 8, nice and slow. Press into my hand. 7, 6, yes. How do we like this resistance? Is this like a good amount of tension? Okay. Okay, soft jaw. 3 more. And press out. And 2. And 1. Excellent. And come back down. Good. Let me take this away. Let's bring you in nice and slow. And then I'm gonna have you go ahead and exit to your left. Okay, let's give that upper body a little bit of a break here because it's so much stabilization that I want to soften before we go into round 2.
Okay.
So we're going to do a stretch on your left side. And we're gonna do a pure form of stretch. So you're actually gonna go ahead and face the box and you're gonna place your left leg up on top. Yep. Just like that, you can hang on to the edge of the box there. And I'm gonna have you slide your right foot out a little bit more behind you. Yep, all the way behind you. So you're gonna come to your tippy toes and you're gonna use this to navigate the box to the left. So you're gonna push the carriage as if you're pushing off your right foot. Okay, so it's gonna like, as you apply pressure, the carriage will move to the left. Does that make sense? There you go, yeah. And then you are in control, so you can kind of come back to the starting point. But your steering wheel is the right foot, is what I would like to say. And then what this does is it's basically just allowing you to get deeper into that hip. I'm gonna rotate you a tiny bit that way. Chest is up a little higher. Do you feel that more?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's what that feeling is. Again, you're in charge of your own stretch here, but that's where we would want to think of the left hip coming forward with the right hip going back.
Yeah, I feel that in my foot.
Oh, okay.
A lot. That's.
I like that though. Yeah. That's another way that the body's like giving us a message that I need attention here.
Yeah.
Okay, one more time. And return, bring it back in.
Oh.
Good. Okay, let's go ahead and you're gonna lie on your stomach and you're gonna face this way, okay? All the way on your stomach, flat. And so your legs are gonna go out behind you and your chest is just halfway off. And you're gonna hold on just with this arm where the black tape is at, okay? You can hug the box in front of you with your right arm just to have somewhere to go with it. And then let's actively lift your thighs off the carriage. There you go. Now, just your left arm is doing the work here, okay? So you're gonna pull with a straight arm back so that your fist meets your hip. Now, from the shoulder joint, keep the arm straight, don't bend at the elbow, and lower the arm back down again. Yes, so we're actively working through the lats here to help strengthen the upper portion of the back. Yep, here you go. And shoulders are gonna go down. Let's actively engage through here, lower, pause right there, and then pull straight back. We have another 5. And lower back down. And hold, exhale, 4, hold, super slow, lower it down. Pause right there, exhale for 3. Nice, good, soften through the neck, lower it down, and 2. And 1, let's pause right there. Now, bend your elbow and tricep, a kickback here. Straighten the arm, but keep your elbow close to your body. There you go. And straighten. Now you're gonna really target those triceps here. But even in this position, this is strengthening your whole entire backside. Let's go for another 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower it all the way back down. Go ahead and hang up that. And you're gonna take your hands over to this, thumbs are looking at each other. Now, we're gonna add some extension here, okay? So you're gonna go ahead, keep both hips glued down. You're going to pull yourself, your chest is gonna come up as you rotate to the left. And then come back down again. And as you rotate, it might feel a little awkward, but I want you to think about really focus on keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. So again, lift yourself high, arms are straight, add the rotations as far as we can go. That's good, I like it. And then lower back down. And now stabilize, let's really stabilize down here. And then lift. Right there, that's it. 3 more just like that. And, ooh, that was your best one. And 2 more, see if we can do that. And last time. And return back down. And relax it. Go ahead and take a breather. Come on up if you need to. We're gonna repeat that whole series on your other side, starting with your glute work. But why did I integrate that at the end is because of like how you had a little bit of the lateral shift. I'm trying to work with both sides. I want you to understand, where am I restricted on each of these sides here as well, okay? Yeah. So we're gonna work our way backwards, actually. Since we're already here, let's take your arms over on this side.
I felt that a lot right here, and that's one of the areas, I'm like, how can I get that? And that was great.
Good. So with that fresh in mind right now, we're gonna do the same exercise. Perfect. We'll work our way backwards on it, okay? So we'll, start with that one. Thumbs are looking at each other. Okay. and let's go ahead. Hips are grounded. So start low for me for just a moment. There you are. And then let's actively work through here. Now you're gonna go ahead when you're ready there, Heidi, start to again, rotate as you lift your chest. So you may need to move your hands up a little higher, I think, because I feel like we're not moving the carriage. So think of walking your hands up higher and then pull. Yes, unless this side just feels naturally harder to you.
Yeah.
It does? Okay. Let's do our best here. We did 6 on the other side. Let's see if we can do 6 here. That was 5. Good. And straight arms, we rotate and think of lifting the chest too, not so much just only the rotation. And we'll go ahead and take it up for 3. Good. And 2. Last one. And back down. If I was to say, this side probably felt very awkward to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just didn't feel like it was naturally like moving like the way that side did.
Yeah.
Which is great, because I would love, if you were practicing this on a regular basis, I would love to see where you're at like in a month's time. Like, does it feel that awkward again?
Yeah.
Grab a hold of this. Okay, so hug the box there with your left arm. All right, activate through the legs here, point out through those toes. We're gonna go with a straight arm. Drop this down, pull, activate. And lower it down. Beautiful. And lift and down. Good. All through here, we got it. And down. 5. Good. And you can lower your chest a little bit here. Yes. Try to stay lower. And 3. Breathing out, using our Pilates breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale from the mouth. 2. And 1. Good. Hold it on this next one up for your tricep kickback. Are you right or left side?
Right.
Okay, go ahead and bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. 3. Good, another 3 more. 3. And 2. Nice and slow. And 1, there you go. Good, and relax it. We did probably about 8 of them on your left side, but because it was naturally fatiguing, I didn't want to push it anymore, because it was like, that was all I could do. And you felt it like it was working harder. Okay, go ahead and step off for a second. Just give yourself a little breather here. Yeah, so it's like really good to understand, I don't need to do exactly the same amount of repetitions on each side if that does not work for me today, because if I was to push myself to do 2 more, what you would have naturally done is keep that shoulder just hugging your ear the whole time.
Okay.
When you dropped it down, it felt harder, but you're like, it was like over with. It was done, right? It fatigued.
Oh yeah.
In a sense. So, okay, let's finish it with your glute work here, and then we'll do your stretch, okay?
Okay.
So when you're ready, let's go ahead and come to all fours. And this is the part where you want to have your left knee like in the center of the box. Yeah, and then I would bring it back further. Okay, we're gonna go for a gentle ride. And then when you have a good grip, you can go ahead and hang on to that. Alrighty, so this one, we are just going to have to lower the leg and then exhale, extend to reach behind us. Yes, and then what we're looking for is, what I'm looking for is nice flat back so that you're coming up into just the right amount of hip extension. Good, think of reaching out of this side. Like I'm almost like pulling these parts away from each other. Yes, there you go. Now hold it like that, right there, pause. Exhale, pull back. That's it. And pull back. And naturally your knee wants to bend because it wants to be like, no, I don't want the glute to work. Which is what we were trying to do, is try to get the glutes to work here. Good, 3 more. And 2. One more. We're gonna pause right there. This is where we're gonna bend the knee in towards your chest. Yep. So you'll actually extend it out to the side, yeah. There you go. And reach. Exhale, reach. Think of supporting your back and trying to get out of your arms so that your back is the one that's holding you up, not your arms. Because that's a very real moment when we want to fatigue out our arms here. And reach.
My leg doesn't want to do this. It's fighting me.
Last time. And then we're gonna finish it, last variation. We're gonna do your external rotation, okay? Yes, and lead with your heel. That's a great message for you to hear too, that your leg doesn't wanna do this, right? It's exhausted. It's like, wow. Like, it's like a sleepy muscle. I like to call them sleepy muscles. It's like, where have you been?
Yeah.
Good. 3 more. Good. Soft through the neck and the shoulders. Press into my hand. 2.
This feels so awkward.
Last time. And come back in. Good. And then let's carefully catch you down. Let's reward you with a stretch here. Okay. You'll exit on this side. So this is the one where you'll put your right leg on top and you're going to navigate this with your left toes. That is really good for you to hear and to know. Yeah.
It was not the dancer grace or anything.
Okay.
Did not feel that way at all.
And then think about here. Let's think of your right hip coming forward, left hip going back. Yes, just like that. So I'm gonna kind of shift you and try to keep your upper body squared so that, again, it's just you pushing off your left foot and gliding one direction. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
This side is so awkward.
And that's good. That's messaging.
Oh, yeah.
And because you feel this in your body, that's a story to share with your clients because you know what it feels like and they want to know that you understand what they're going through. And so don't ever feel free to not share, like, this might feel this because you know what it feels like in your body. And then let's bring it back in. Okay, let's go ahead, take a seat and face the function wall. And we're gonna do a mermaid here. So scoot on back. Let's take your right hand and let's scoot you to the right a little bit. And let's take your right hand to the edge. All right, so from here, your left arm is going to basically kind of reach out this way, right? But try to keep the hips down. That's what we want. And you're gonna go ahead and laterally flex over. So you're pushing away with your right arm and you're taking into this lateral stretch and you're really thinking about this pressing down. Now pull your abs into my hand. There you go. And then go ahead and come back up, sit yourself up. Let's try that again. Let's take it up and over. And try to see if we can keep the legs as is. Yes. 2 more. Up and over. There you go. 1 more.
What's a good cue for this?
For what part?
Trying to keep my hips.
That's why I like the hands-on correction, because now it's like, you know, like, oh, I'm trying to push down, right? And so it's like, think of connecting, like if you had glue at the end of your tailbone there, like really pressing down into that. The teacher in you can come up with like a great imagery story or something.
Yeah, well, the hands-on was really
That's
beneficial.
Why hands-on is so good. Like, we don't do enough of the hands-on corrections, and that's when we actually learn the most.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do the other side. So yeah, don't ever steer away from that if it feels like natural to you to do the hands-on. And okay, left hand's gonna go on. There you go, nice and easy. Let's take it over that first one. Abs are drawn in. Even though we're doing the stretch, we still want the full awareness. And then come back up. Even if you were teaching a group class, you have the ability to go over to each and every client and do a little bit of that so that they like get that bit of personal experience. Good, we'll do one more here. And return, come back up again. Beautiful. Okay, Heidi, I'm gonna have you walk over where I'm at because what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish it with a couple roll downs, and I want you to be able to let your hands fall into the well here, okay?
Okay.
So hip distance apart there with the feet. Okay, let's glance at the feet, let's get more parallel with them. There you go. And really, what does that like feel like in where you're distributing the weight here, okay? Arms go up, and then you're gonna dive straight down. Reaching fingertips to the floor, pausing right there, holding, and deep breath. Using your abs to navigate your body to a nice tall standing position. Shoulder roll it back. Good. All the way up. Drop your arms down again, and then let's go back into it naturally, lifting up. And take a dive. Yes. And press your feet into the floor, draw your abs up and in, rebuild, head's the last thing up, shoulders back, exhale. Beautiful job. Whew. Nice. Ooh, that went down really quickly. Things opened up there. And shoulders back, and rest it. How are we feeling?
Good.
in a like a nice, like, exhausting or like a feel good way?
My body feels connected.
Okay.
I feel like I used all of my muscles in my entire body. I'm stretched, I'm relaxed, but yet there's still like that, the muscle, it's not quite like a burn, but they feel like they did something. Activated, very activated.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good work today.
Thank you.
That was really good.